by these guys?
Well, I think when I look at Dottie Sandusky, she fits the profile of a lot of these women who stay with pedophiles, which is they are often very submissive, they're usually religious, and they create sort of this story that they need to uphold in the public and in their family and in the private life.
Weren't they often, in my experience, they've often been sexually abused themselves? I'm not saying Dottie is or was not, but that's just sort of been the pattern I see.
Yes, and they often have other sort of psychiatric disorders. They can have depression, low self-esteem, even an alcohol issue, and other things that are being kept secret, right? That there's a culture of secrecy within the home. I keep your secret, you keep my secret.
We always say you're as sick as your secrets. Marcia, however, what we're calling sick, I wonder if it's pragmatic from a legal standpoint. In other words, can she not say too much, both from the standpoint of Sandusky getting appeals and the that are here?
There's nothing in it for her to admit that she knew anything.
From a legal standpoint.
From a legal standpoint, absolutely right. But emotional too. You know, she's not in a position even emotionally to want to admit that she knew what was going on all along. Legally speaking, it's dangerous for her to do that.
All right, it's dangerous.
Because
That's
she's
what I
an
want to
aider
get
and abetter, yes.
Okay.
Right.
So she could take a liability if she says, I had a sneaking suspicion.
Well, no, sneaking suspicion, no. But if she admits at this point, yes, I knew what was going on all along. I just, you know, I just stayed because I needed to keep the family intact, whatever she says, she is subject to some kind of criminal liability. There's a possibility for that there. So there's nothing in it for her legally. There's no benefit to her legally to admit anything. And then, of course, from an emotion and civil liability, of course, as well. But emotionally speaking, probably even more so. She doesn't want to be that person who allowed all these little boys to be molested and abused in her house.
And often what they do is they do know, they have an inkling, but they also do behaviors so that they never actually see it. Like they announce that they're coming in the room. Like, oh, how's everyone doing in there? So that everything can stop.
It's too painful to see. They don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it because they are in denial and they rationalize everything.
Okay.
And the other question I had, is anyone curious why none of the people at Penn State went to her when there were questions about...
Back in 98, way back?
In 98, in 01, in any of these. I mean, when we look at our society nowadays, the problem that we're not facing is we need to call people out. And the more we do that in different venues, that would have changed, I think, some of how this course went or how quickly